Mountain View High School, and I was an intern at Freeman's Mill Elementary. My mentor was Josh Barr, which was actually my music teacher in elementary school because I did go to Freeman's Mill. And he's a music special teacher, and he's also the chorus teacher. A couple slides after this are my responsibilities, but I did have one duty every day, and it was afternoon daycare, just watching the kids along with two other teachers that I spent a lot of time with. The book room. I did the book room with Miss Collins. She's the reading specialist, and the book room is pretty much like a teacher's library where students have their own library, the teachers have, where they check out books to use in class. And so it's like they have like these packs of books that they get and like they use in class, like chapter books, and then they have nonfiction. And so what I did, I checked in the books and I made sure each copy was the number that should be in the bag, and then I put them back in their place. And I did this every day. That was usually either the first thing I did there or the last thing, but I made sure I got done so I could help Miss Collins out because she usually had to stay after school, which school until about 3:30, and she usually ended up having to stay about around 4, so I got to help her out with that.
Nice.
Miss Brownlee and Miss West. Miss Brownlee is the art specialist teacher. She's also one of my teachers. And here I just did little things for her, like to help out with future projects, like painting like backgrounds that she could cut up and use for like trees and future projects. And last week, actually, I got to put up a board like they have out, and I got to put up the kids' past projects that they did and design that. That was a lot of fun. And I spent a lot of time in Miss West's room, and I think I helped her the most just because she's a science specialist teacher, and they were doing, the 4th graders were doing science fair, and the 5th graders were doing convention invention, and that had a lot to do with like hypothesis and data and stuff, and I'm doing that right now in physics, so that's what I did a lot, just helping. I got to work with the kids the most in that room, just like I went around to each kid and like helped them form their hypothesis into an if, then, and because statement, because it's their first time working with it.
Awesome.
All right, and I was mainly with a specialist teacher, but I also got to go around to K through 5, which Mr. Farr made sure I did, which I'm really grateful for. In kindergarten, I was there about 2 times, and I even got to work with my own kindergarten teacher. We worked on sight words, so it'd be like a picture with like sight words in it, and we'd be working on a site, and it'd be like this, it'd be like which site, and then we'd have to work on the words, and I just helped them spell it by using like pronouncing each letter. And then in 1st grade, we worked on addition and just simple math things. And in 2nd grade, there was science, 2nd and 3rd grade, we both worked on science, and they both have interactive notes, which I think is interesting because even today in high school, we still use interactive notes where we have to circle words we don't know and underline the main idea, and so it's interesting to see how we still like use those. And then in 4th grade was a brain pop video for science, which I remember doing then. And then 5th grade was maps and landforms, which it was just definitions and stuff, and they would work in a notebook, and it's kind of like interactive notes too. I also went to the special ed, and in K through 2, they just did centers, but I also went there around the recess time, which they stayed in that day since it was raining. And that was my most memorable experience because there's this video, and like it's a song called Popsicle, and it has a dance. And this one little boy, he only listened to it one time. For the rest of the class, he sang the whole time. Like it's interesting, like what like you hear about those kids, but he could remember a song just after one time of hearing it. And then 3 through 5, we did social studies in recess, and in social studies, they learn the same things as the regular ed kids do, but they just have a little extra help when they take quizzes.
Nice.
And tests. I also, Mr. Farr and me decided that for some things I should take notes when I go and observe classes, so I took notes over my 3rd grade class, an autistic class, and the kindergarten class, and I found that overall something that they all do is they give rewards. Like they all have their own like reward system, whether it's tally or table points, or like I know special ed did it where like it was like they could observe it, and so they put like coins and they use money and put them on the board. Learning, I really learned the full day of an elementary school teacher because like high school teachers, they all have clubs and sports that a teacher is in charge of, but you don't really hear that at elementary school. But really, they spend a lot of their day there after school and before getting things ready for them, and then spending times with clubs. And then personally, I learned leadership skills and stepping outside of my comfort zone, because you stand in front of a class and you try to give them something to like take away from it. They just sit there and look from you. They just look at you, and it's like sometimes it's awkward, but you just have to learn from that and keep trying different ways to try to get them involved. And I think this was a very positive impact on my future, because it taught me more leadership skills, which for whatever I choose to be in is going to be important. And since I got to learn their full job, I decided I didn't want to be a teacher, but it made me more grateful for the teachers that I do have, seeing how much harder they work than what I think. And the hiring outlook on this link right here is where I got my information. It's about 12% is like the want for it, which is like the normal amount for like most occupations. And so it would be a good career to go in. Like I know after I graduated, if I did change my mind and decide to go into this field, that I wouldn't have a hard time trying to get a job. And after this week, I will be at Freeman's Mill for a total of 75 hours this semester.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.